So, Lord God, we lift Brian up to you this morning. We thank you, Lord, that he is a precious child of yours, created lovingly in your image. We thank you, Lord God, that as you breathed life into him, you looked at him and said, he is very good. And so we give thanks for his story. We give thanks for the way in which you are going to speak to us through him this morning. We know that your word does not just come to us through the words of Scripture, but also through the testimony of others. And so we pray that you give us hearts that are open to hear what Brian has to share with us this morning. We lift him up to you and we pray for him and for us. In your name. Amen.
I greet you all in the wonderful name of our Lord Jesus Christ. It's for me a privilege this morning to share my story. I always said when I was younger, I would like to write a book, and that book's name had to be I Believe in Miracles. But you know, people don't read books anymore today. They listen to short stories, go on Facebook and small movies and all this. They don't want to sit 3 hours and read the book for 5 days, so it's all that. And this morning I had the opportunity to share my story. You know, I'm glad I can share my story. Many people, you go to funerals and you see people share their story, and they're not there anymore. And you say, "I shame, he was a good man. I void toch, really. This man was a wonderful man. But what can I do? The man is not there anymore." For me this morning, I say, thank you, Lord, that I have the opportunity, while I still have the opportunity to share my story while I'm alive. My name is Brian Tefroon. I was born in 2010, 20th of the 10th, 1959. I was born in that small place in Dakareba Estate, which is in Athlone, Dakareba. That is on Cape Flats, and I grew up in Bonteheuwel. I had my school years in Bonteheuwel, and at my younger age, I was very rough in the age in Bonteheuwel. You know, I don't want to go back there, but thank God I went through that, and it was a quite experience for me to grow up in Bonteheuwel. Bonteheuwel today, you hear the news, gun shootings and all that. That time it wasn't gun shooting, it was panga. You know what the panga is? Knife stabbing and decker boxing, you know, that sort of feeling. There wasn't guns and hand grenades and all those things. But I'm glad that I grew up in Bonteheuwel. It was a nice community where I grew up. I had my schooling there, which I only went to 7, failed standard 7, and my mother said to me, "You have to go work now," because this was 1976 and the riot was very hard in Bonteheuwel. It was uprooting, but my mother said to me, "You must go work, because if you're going to stay at home and you still go to school, they're going to kill you. They're going to shoot you dead. Because of your mouth, they're going to shoot you dead." And I started in the post office. I lived there and I went to work in the post office. And I grew up and later met my wife, Kathy, which I've got 3 children out of it, 2 boys and a girl. And I thank the Lord of that. My family, which I originally come from, we are 7 sisters and 3 brothers, a big family. So we just one third of what it is in our family, you know, because of finance. You can't have a big family these days. I was called many times by God in my younger days, you know, but you know, you're too busy with your own things. There is too much joy, there's too much happiness. And like the scripture reading said, I'm just going to have one short scripture reading, which I'm going to read to you while I'm going into my whole thing. The call of Jeremiah, the Lord, it's from verse 4 to 10. The Lord said to me, "I choose you before I gave you life, and before you were born, I selected you to be a prophet to the nation." I answered, "Sovereign Lord, I don't know how to speak. I'm too young." But the Lord said to me, "Do not say that you are too young, but go to the people and I will say to you, and tell them everything I command you to say. Do not be afraid of them, for I will be with you to protect you. I, the Lord, has spoken." Then the Lord stretched out his hand, touched my lips, and said to me, "Listen, I'm giving you the words you must speak." And you know, I always had this desire to become a Christian, but you know, my life was too busy with other things. There was too much enjoyment, there was too much fun in it. I don't want to repeat myself, but at a later stage, I moved from Bonteheuwel. I got married, we moved to Atlantis, and the Lord calls me there in the area of Atlantis. My life in Atlantis was very much involved with the young people. I was, that time when I was called, I only had my daughter and my middle son. And we started a soup kitchen in Atlantis. And we started outreach to the community. And we started moving to Papskelfontein, which Wellington was quite good supporter to Papskelfontein. I have some photos here which you can see later on how people was committing themselves to Papskelfontein. And during this time when I was quite involved in youth, I used to serve the junior youth and the senior youth. I had quite a big group of young people. And this is one song I always learned to sing. I have a roof about me and a fine place to stay. You know, and because why we was so privileged that we could have bread and we have something to eat and we have a roof upon you. And then we reached our community outreach to one place at the flats. And then we started my first soup kitchen in the community. My daughter was still young, she was about 7 years old. And then we served soup in the community. And she learned something they learned there. And it's something that stuck in my head. For the first time I went out there, we took one pot of soup and each one bring 2 sandwiches. And there was a group of 15 up there. And I stand one side and they share the soup and give the cups, give the bread to the children. It was such a nice experience for them. They came back with tears in their eyes. I said, thank you, Lord, that you have touched these kids. Their parents came to me afterwards, a month or so, and said, what did you do to my kids? They don't waste food anymore. They don't do this. They're so humble in eating their food. I can give them anything, carrots, cabbage, whatever they eat it. My daughter had the same experience. She came and she said, she don't waste food. Because what made them cry? There was this young girl, she was about 5 or 6 years old. There was no soup in a pot. And she cried if she can just scratch the root, you know, the burn. And her hands was dirty and they had a foam cup and she take it and she eat it like this. And it was, you know, it was an experience that touched me, still stuck in my head today. That's why I'll never forget it. And during my time working in the youth and in the community, I was called as a local preacher in the Methodist Church. And I was called, and you know, I always had this excuses, I'm too young to preach. I don't have education to preach. I've got this, Lord, I've got that, Lord. You know, we all make excuses because we still find our life too easy. But God was calling us in different ways. I had different dreams. I had different ways where God calls me. In the bus I travel in the morning and work. At that time, you get the people was preaching on the parade. Mr. Dennis will know. On the parade, the people used to preach. Sit there on the parade in the afternoon. And you listen to how people preach, and God speaks you to this different people every time. And eventually I gave in, and you know, I'm a very willing person. I always produce 110, 120. Because of my willingness, I had a big disappointment in my local preaching. And many people ask me always, why did you stand down as local preacher? And I said, you know what? I always tell them this, I'm going to tell my story one day to you. And people like Larry Gous and people that knows me, they ask me, Brian, you are such a good local preacher. Why did you stand up? I was one of the first local preachers in the archives today, Neil. They put it in the archives that day, they wrote it down. I was the first non-white person, colored person that was preaching in a white church in the Cape West Coast Circuit. We had a meeting and the then minister, superintendent said, we have to minute this because Brian was the first ever colored person that preached in Goodwood Methodist Church. And I wanted to put it in the archives one day. They have to be there in our minutes so we can go back. So I think you can go back and look if I think maybe I don't know. But I had a very bad disappointment. When I had a local superintendent and a minister that breaks me down, verbally abusing me and mentally abusing me. And you said to yourself, is this Christianity? Really? I was broken down to pieces. I was criticized because people loved me as a pastor and he was the minister. So people will come to them with their problems, their sickness, their illness, to this young Brian de Vroon, the person that was young, they must pray for them and all this and come solve their problems. And everybody talk about Mr. de Vroon, Mr. de Vroon, Mr. de Vroon. So there was a sort of a jealousy, sort of fever between him and me. I would sit in a church service like this and he would stand in the pulpit and I would recommend something. You're going to Joburg. I said, Reverend, we must pray for you. Pray for yourself, not for me. In front of a whole church congregation. And I sit that morning, then I thought to myself, I said, oh my word, what did I do? He went to Joburg, he came back. And then he wasn't there, I took his service over because he had to do a confirmation thing. But I ran ahead because I'm a pretty local preacher. And then he came in, there was play, Take My Life and Let It Be. And as he came in, I stand there and I said to him, and he comes in, he said to me, jy wil nie hoor nie, ek het jou gesê. Jy moet so hoor van hierdie week dat the people ask Mr. de Vroon, why does this man, what does he got against you? You know, I was spiritual, does his Christianity, I don't want to serve God anymore. I don't want to be a local preacher. It came at a time where I was struggling to prepare my service. I couldn't prepare my service. I had to preach on it. You can ask my wife. If I get my quarterly plan, it is already all my 4 or 5 services is been planned out. This is for Goodwood, this is for Maitland, this is for Milton, this is for Tableview. Everything is Afrikaans speak and English speak. Sometimes I change to Afrikaans. If you want to do quick, this is a nice sermon, you just change it to English, you know the words. So you don't rob, but I mean you ask God, this is people really like this service in Goodwood. I'll preach it in Tableview or in Dentist. And I really had a passion for my work. And I was broken down. I cried some nights. I come from meetings. I couldn't, because this man was, every time we had these people, he would insult me. And I felt, I can't. The blockage came into me. I started dating this person. And when hate comes in your heart and you're a preacher, you stand in a pulpit, you can't, you're really, when there's some blockage in your life and you're a preacher, or a Christian, you pray to God, nothing come through. I was praying 6 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday. I have to be in the pulpit 9:30, 10 o'clock. I pray, I said, Lord, please help me. I cry. Give me a message. Put a word on my tongue. Lord, touch my heart. I'm here. Nothing can come through. It was a blockage. I live at Dentist because of my experience, of my disappointed. But nothing in this, like Romans 8 said, nothing can separate us from the love of God. You know, even if this that happened in my life, it didn't separate me from the love of God. I moved over to Milton, and I find a quite good, happy family here. I have to make a change as good as holiday because I'm living with this hate. It makes me sore. I can't get through to God. I can't prepare myself. I can't work with this person anymore. And the best thing, to make a change. A change as good as holiday. We start moving over to Atlantis, and I moved to Milton. The families I met here was the Winters, the Alberts, the Jenkins, Clive Brokoven, who everybody knows, the Houses, the Burgesses, and Auntie May Riley, and Uncle Dennis. They was the supervisors of the grounds outside. And we had the nice grounds outside, the most beautiful. And a year or 2 ago, when the trainers came out, I couldn't believe it. When she see the grounds outside, there was no water. It really affected Auntie May. Am I really Auntie May? Right? You wasn't happy to see your grounds look like that day. I said, May couldn't, when she came, she said, see how the place is dry, there's no water. Really? You know how I was with this? I said, yes, Auntie May, but we can't do anything, we don't have water. You know, and I started a very good outreach in Milton with people around me. I had a very nice outreach. We started the night shelter, serving the night shelter in Cape Town. And Onsplek, I've got some photos here, you can see it later on, from Onsplek, battered and abused women. And that is how we do when we have Harvest Sunday and we have Blanket and Jersey Sunday. I have to reach out and go to these different organizations and take food and things like that. My wife told me on a New Year's morning, 10 o'clock, she asked me, Brian, where are you? I said, I'm in Edley Street. What are you doing in Edley Street? Did you party? Did you leave me alone last night? I said, no. I was called by God early this morning, 6 o'clock, one of our society students told me, Chess Homes got a surplus food and they wanted to distribute it because it's Woolworths food and they have to distribute it. It can't stay over. So while Kathy was sleeping, I dressed myself in a car, go to Chess Homes, get my car loaded, went to the night shelter, that is like 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock in the morning. I went to the battered and abused. Everything behind the scenes, nobody knows about it. Everybody's partying, it's New Year. And here Brian is developing at this street, delivering food to different organizations. Stop along the road, here's a bread for you, here's a box of driver for you, something like those sort of thing. But I thank God for that work. It was a wonderful work. And then we started with the Hungry Feet, Tris Beard, your daughter Kirsty, Nicole, Gerard Fernandez, and Kathy, and some other people that also was part of this doorstep ministry. They went out and, you know, with old sorry kramers, you suppose old sorry kramers are over. Everybody calls it sorry kramers. And these guys was brave. Militant Methodist people was brave. They went out there with the birdies coming there. You know, they was just like a bit of afraid. So they was telling one said, don't worry, this is cappuccino, and this is white tea, and this is brucci, and this is cousin, and this is Clanchi. You know, they all got this funny names, Clanchi, brucci, sister chi, and auntie. And we started building a community outreach among them. It was so nice as the months go on, as the years go on, that we could click with this group of people. They even, you heard about Santos Street, right? You say Militant, you know Santos Street? One of the most dangerous streets, big buyers, druggies, everything there. They went out there and they went to serve their soup there. No fear. They would have called them together They would have a chain prayer and they would pray with them amongst the burgies, among the druggies, with the prostitutes. And that is what I admire from them, that they didn't fear, because God called them to do this ministry. And it was so wonderful for me to see how people reach out in our church to this community, which is a beautiful community, Milnerton. Two people in life I learned, I can have some two testimonies. Two people I learned in life is Reverend Terry Mold. You know, the Reverend was here before Kevin, before Lynette. I learned about two people in life. What it is to be humble. I went with Terry, I was Terry's after Reggie. You know, when Terry moved, I would move after Terry here, and Terry goes there, and I go after Terry, go to Makoni Bean, that's fine, I go with Terry, he goes here, and I would go everywhere Terry goes. And we used to do the old Makoni Bean, you know where the old Makoni Bean, the Sables is, where Joe Slomo started. And I used to go with Terry there preaching and all that, assisting Terry and all that. And when these people have a service, they have a big service. And after the service, they think a lot of the minister. Umfundis, they think a lot of umfundis. So I'm umfundis after Reggie also, so I'm also invited. Invited in a small shack. We got in there, don't tell me lies. These people had silver, cutlery. I only learned often the words of EPP. What is it again? The never plated. And it's the real silver. And what is the other one? Silver again? 952. I only learned, I'm telling you, the table was the deck with putting in some spec, everything there, it was a banquet out. With this, I later learned about Jameson and English glassware. And we sit there in Terry alone. I said to Terry, where's the other people? He said, Brother, you must eat. Now, I'm hungry, you must eat. I never eaten a sack before. I never eat in a sack. The weight was something. No, I said, you're mentally eating. Then he said, Papa, these people make the best food. They work in Spur, they work in all the restaurants. I'm not afraid to eat in soup. You know, Terry doesn't pull back the food, he likes his food. So I still look and say, no, I've never eaten a sack. Then he said to me, you won't go dead, Papa. You must eat, I know you're hungry. We had the most wonderful food. Custard and everything. And I learned how humble this person is. You would come to your place, or you would have a gathering. And the one day he speak up, the first time he came to this church. Who make this? This is a roti and curry. It comes from Durban. Our white people doesn't make a roti and curry. They don't know what a roti and curry is. The person who make this, put up their hands. Okay, he said, yes, I know. You eat a roti and curry, not a knife and a fork, eat like that. Put the hand. And that was scary, you know. He was a humble person. I've learned from him a lot in life, to be humble. And he was very supportive to me. And there was one person I also learned a lot from, is Colin McKellen. You know Mr. McKellen? Mr. Antoinette McKellen. Antoinette made the most best ever brood pudding. In custard, Antoinette in it. Altar custard, she make her own custard. She believed it, but we stir. She don't throw all altar milk custard over. And this is a very gentle person. We moved, our outreach was in Makoni Bean, in Slovo. We had a midwinter meal, because everybody gave Christmas lunches and all this to the burgies and homeless and all that. And we had something different. We give a midwinter Christmas meal, that's in June, the middle week in June, we have to give. And Colin would have come to me, the CEO of the petrol company of South Africa. And I was in charge of this the group here. He would come, Brian, what does we still do? He would mop that big hole there. Hey? The CEO, that's on the radio, that's on the TV, the man that put out the petrol price, and bring it down and put out the petrol price. This is the guy that stands with a mop, and he's so humble, mopping the floor. This is the man that goes into Makoni Bean with his big silver Mercedes. I won't tell you a lie. I was looking at this guy, I couldn't believe it. Goes into Makoni Bean, goes into a sack, somebody's lays there. Let's stab the guy. I think the guy must have died that day. The person, nobody take notice. One guy, hey, stand up, piece off. And the blood was coming out here. And Mr. McKellen went out into the sack, and he came out with this lady. And the lady was putting the back of his car. And this lady wasn't cleaned properly, but you could have smelled in the car. And you got that first car, so you press a button, and all the buttons is closed. And I can't get the smell, really. She wasn't cleaned properly. But he didn't affect Colin. He came home, came here, he go but go. That is the first white man I learned English, Kosa from. The first word was, Molweni. You should do the speech there in the hall. Molweni. Gogo. Koos cool. And you know, Colin was speaking Kosa. It was so, for a white man, they was laughing because Colin speak. But I've learned about this man and Terry to be humble in my life. And it is stuff that I took through my life to bring yourself down to earth, to be humble in your life. Don't put you on a pedestal, don't put you there, but be, even if you're the CEO. I was a postman, you could ask Mr. Dennis that time I was a postman. But this man was a CEO, but he never said to me anything wrong. He would have come and chopped chilies and everything on a Friday evening there. Do you believe in miracles? You believe in miracles? Give me 2 miracles, and any miracle that you know in the Bible from. Any miracle that you know in the Bible. Even healing powers or whatever God performed. Give me 1, 2, 3.
Water to wine.
Ah, the answer, that's life. What else? That's the first one. Yes, sir. Okay.
Making the blind
You know, if you go into the New Testament, there's such a lot of these things there. And I just want to say to you 2 things, which I believe in miracles and in healing power. I once came to church, my daughter was on college, it was the last semester she had to do at College of Cape Town, she did everything. And we prayed hard, Lord, please provide us, because we have to put it to college, we have to take the last 1,000 rand. And we prayed that we couldn't get it. Sunday morning we came to church and we said, you know, only a miracle can happen. On a Sunday, we go to church, we come back, it's 12 o'clock, what miracle we can expect, you know. And we got here and Terry just came in, Terry gave an envelope to me. He said to me, Brian, somebody's blessed you with it. He said, you must be advising. And I put it into my jacket and I come sit in the church and go home. As we drive down Escadale, I said to Katie, oh, sorry, Terry gave this, he said, you must be advising. And she opened it and said, what's going on? He said, Brian, come again. 1,000 rand. I said, money not starting. You know, 1,000 rand, God bless us. I don't know who it was. And I went home and we were in the room praying. We had this Holy Spirit week also. That's one of it. The Holy Spirit week. And I was sitting here. Eric Winter was sitting there, and his sister, Colin Abbott, and his wife. And you know, when it was Holy Spirit weekend, Pentecost, Terry used to have a 5 days, 3 days, sort of just encouraging me about the Holy Spirit. And I had this Bible with me, and I was sitting there and I was listening, and the Bible was with me on the thing like this. And so we prayed, it was finished. And that night I couldn't come to church because I didn't have better money to drive to church. I said to my wife, I only got money to work tomorrow morning, and back, that's all. And then Friday I had to walk to Montague Gardens. I work in Montague Gardens at that time. And I put the Bible, and Derek, they were sitting at the back here. I'm telling you, my Bible was open like this, and come to the end, and I stand up. Something is sticking out in here. I never put money in my Bible. No, my wife put money in the Bible, but I don't put money. No, it can't be. A 50 rand, it can't be. I said, it's like a shock going to my body. I said, yeah. I said, ja, Heilige Gees. Het heeft 50 rand in die Bijbel gezet. Oh, is het Holy Spirit. Ik was bang om die 50 rand te pakken. Dat nou. So he said, I said, yes, my brothers. Thank you, my brothers. Thank you, Colin. Thank my brothers. So I didn't know what it was, you know. And I couldn't believe I had this 50 rand. And this one lady stays in Czechoslovakia that time. I think I was Soviet, you know, the African ladies come here by us. I still took her home. And I went to Kiati's garage and I put that 50 rand. I could drive a whole week with that 50 rand. But I want to say to you, I couldn't believe it. And I always thought, how did that 50 rand get in the Bible? Did the Lord put that 50 rand in the Bible? It was a question. I can't believe that the 50 rand. That was many years back. And once in the care ministry, and I still can't believe about this 50 rand. It was in my Bible. I know somebody must have put it in there, but the Lord, I really know this is a miracle, you know. And then Derek came to me, he said to me, you know what, Brian? I'm glad that you mentioned my sister, Colin Alberts. She said she was prompted by the Holy Spirit that this man has a need. And the only thing she had in the bag was a 50 rand, because, and she always had this mint sweets in the bag, you know. And she said that was the only thing. And she said, Lord, really? And she was struggling with the Holy Spirit. She said, but she don't want to give it to you in my hand. She's going to put it into the Bible and it stick out. And so while I was praying, my eyes was closed, she put it in. And, you know, that is really things in my life that touches me. My little boy was 6 months old. I used to work in Atlantis and then I had to go to Mummery to do work at the post office there. And cycling to Mummery is about 6-7 k's up and down. I got home this afternoon. Brian was a very sick child, you know, got home and you already drive the whole 10 k's, 5 k's, 15 k's a day on your cycling level when you get home and you got a baby of you, it's very high. And I go in the room and I say to myself, Larry, I don't have to, you have to want to take this child to the doctor. Every day, we have to take him to the doctor. I'm tired now. And the Lord said to me, how can I pray? The Lord said to me, just pray there. And I think, how can I pray? Closer to us, closer to. The room was heat with fever. I don't tell you, brothers and sisters, and lay your hands and pray and we ask God to touch him to take the fever away. And as we lift our hands, the whole room was just filled with, you know, it was just peace. A calmness come over Brian's fevers, no more fever, everything. I couldn't believe it. It was the first ever time that I experienced the healing power of the Holy Spirit. I was on medication for stress at that time when I was in Atlantis, and I was on all anxiety tablets, and pain pillar, and dark pillar, and all this pillar, you know, pillar and pillar and pillar. It was only pills, you know, I had a lot of pills. And I got this thing of, you know, if only high people can pray for me. No, you don't pray for me if you're not. So I went to our prayer meeting. It's really a nice group. And that evening, I was laying down on my knees, and I said, when people pray for me, they lay their hands on me. And I never up to date. Don't think about that. Give me an anxiety pill, a copsia pill, a pain pill, or whatever, Grandpa. I don't believe. Ever since that day, I was touched. And all that anxiety tablets and pain tablets was gone. I never used it. Coming to the end of my story, we had in this early year, we had Drink My Cup. We had a series to drink my cup. How do you call it again? Drink this cup. That's our series. It was a very nice series, and you know, I enjoyed it. But during that series, two things started to step out for me. I had two terrible experiences in my life of drinking this cup, you know. I was once, me and my wife was, even was very young, and we had a friend in this area that was a minister, and he was invited to this church. And so we spent a bright afternoon there, and then we went to church with him. And me and Kathy was sitting like 1, 2 in the row, and it was communion. And then the steward came around and he skipped us the second row, we go to the third, and he bring the people up, and my friend was standing there. And then came the second, they don't have a big altar. So he came again, and I was sitting there and I was expecting, why can't this guy take me, my wife was up again? And I felt so bad, you know. Then my friend came from the altar and he said to me, Brian, Kathy, would you please? He said, in the soft side, just stand still. Come forward, Brian and Kathy, you take us to the altar. And he came there and we went up to the altar. I felt so bad that I couldn't see this cup of our Lord Jesus Christ with my brothers and sisters. I was pushed one side not to drink it. But thank God that, you know, it was something that stuck in my heart for years, that I wasn't welcome to say the cup, the Holy Communion cup, the blood of Jesus. I wasn't welcome to say it with anybody. Another cup was in 1976. I used to be a messenger boy in the post office, and I used to deliver in Kubakarot. And then I asked this lady, I saw people got sick in front of me like flies. You go home tomorrow. You're gone, you know. There was heat like flies. And I was always saying to me, I want to keep my job. I love my job. It's my first job, you know. And I was still young in the post office. And this Friday evening, I had a very rough evening, and we went to work. Somewhere down Kubakarot, you will know, there was a house with aeroplanes down the road on your left-hand side. Now it is around in that vicinity, and I had to deliver a telegram there that Saturday morning. People don't know what a telegram, they don't SMS, MNS, all this MMIs and all these things. I got there to deliver a telegram. The pink telegram is a money telegram, and the orange one is a message telegram. Am I right, Mr. Ty? Yeah. And then I used to deliver this telegram, this lady signed. I was a bit dry in my body, so I asked her to she said, no, wait. And I said, go eat. She said, bring me a glass. I'm telling you, brothers and sisters, when I looked at this glass as this lady gave it to me, you know, many years back, people had to put the roots of a pineapple or a avocado pear in it to sticks. And I looked at this glass. It was one of those glasses that was standing in the kitchen window pane. She must have just taken it out. She came with this glass, as slimy as it is, and she gave me this glass. And I stand to it. If I go back, I could lose my work now. Ek kan sê, Miriam, wat is die water? Slijmerige water, fyn water. Sy sê, hier, dankie water, jy moet ons water hê. Ek kyk en sê, the Miriam is looking at you like this, dankie Miriam, dankie. And I walk out and cook her as a kid there. And my bicycle said, I couldn't, just out of her sight, everything just came. I said to myself, oh, this was a terrible experience. But this cup I drink, I was never forgetting my life. I always thought about what I've been through. And coming to the end of my story, my wife always told me that, Brian, you're gonna retire with a good job one day. It was 45, 46, sorry. I said, nee man, nee, Lord is prating, is 46. 50 jaar oud. Now people don't take 45, 50. The Lord blessed me almost 9 years ago with a wonderful job in the city of Cape Town. He said to me, you're still going to get a job, a pension fund, a medical aid, and all this benefits you're going to get. And you're going to get, you know what sort of job it's going to be? It's like a retirement cottage you're going to stay in, and you're going to retire cottage. And I said, what a retirement cottage? A caretaker's cottage, man, you're going to stay there and look after. You know, my friends 10 months ago, I just worked in the back here at Militant MBR. I got a caretaker's cottage. I got a wonderful job which I was blessed with. I'm waiting now for promotion in my job. But I was so skeptic. I said to my wife, what's a caretaker cottage? Yeah, the Lord provide me a caretaker's cottage. I got my own room there, toilet and everything, and a kitchen there. I said, Lord, just to remember when I was 45 years old, my wife said to me always, you're going to get a job, you're going to have caretaker's cottage and all this. But if this is how God provides it, what God has in store for us. If this God was so good for me over 60 years, I trust He can also be good to you, my brothers and sisters. I still believe in, tell me the old story, the old rugged cross, how great thou art, what a friend we have in Jesus. Trust and obey, for there's no other way. The amazing grace of our Lord Jesus Christ. Thank you very much for listening to my story. Amen.